What is up, my viewers? Spang here, bringing you another World of Tanks gameplay commentary. This time it is another one of my replays. Pretty much you're going to be seeing a few of my replays over the next couple days. And apparently I rhyme. I do that some of the time. Anyway, this is a standard battle on Westfield, and my team, if you take a look, has a slight advantage. Not only do we have one more tier 9, but I just in general perceive my tanks to be better. We have some tank destroyers over some heavy tanks and medium tanks, and not only that, I prefer my E5 over a bat chat. So, and also we have a T95, giving us a good advantage over the enemy team. Now, artillery is even, and you know, in general, this match could still go either way. Now, does it? Well, I obviously know what happens because it's my replay, but that's beside the point. I'm in my T110E5 and I'm ready to wreck some face. I am the only tier 10 on my team, and just like that, Bat Chat is the only tier 10 on their team. Now, we pretty much have very little going to the valley, and basically nothing is going to the far east. You see that little 1390 hold up down there, kind of just doing his part to stop anything that might try to rush, just to run interference, but he won't really be able to do anything to stop it. So really, he's just there as kind of a stopgap measure to scout for Artie. But the other 1390 pointing out right now that the enemy team has 0 scouts. So Artie pretty much safe for our team. And we sent most of our, well, I shouldn't say most, but we definitely sent a significant force to the town and to the far north. And right now, our far north looks like it's going to win. That Yogg Tiger getting itself eliminated. I will try to hurt that T30, but I'll do nothing more than bounce off his turret mantle. You know, that's kind of the one place on the T30 that is heavily armored, but there we go. I hit him hard right there, and I have yet to really take any damage. I'm playing very cautiously. That enemy artillery on the enemy team is more than capable of making me have a very bad day. And right here, like I said, the enemy team sending a lot of its forces to the town. Our push to the north not going quite as well as it could. And really, I recognize the situation. I say, hey, most of the enemy tanks are down here. I'm a tier 10. I should go throw my weight around a little. And you see right here, there's 4 tanks. Well, that M103 actually is way too far down for me to do anything about. I will hit and kill this KV4, eliminating him from the match. Something shooting my building and making me have a little less cover. This Tiger 2 coming out to try and engage me, but I will knock him good, and so will my teammate, double tapping him to get him near death, and making him very cautious from this point on. Now, if you're looking on the minimap, you do recognize I have that T30 to my flank, as well as these 2 tanks in front of me, the Tiger 2 and the E75, and there's one more heavy tank behind me, but I'm not quite sure what that is. Our northern push going very well. Our valley running into some trouble here. That M103 causing some trouble for those tanks, and there's a medium tank now coming in. If you're wondering what's happening here, my tank actually got ramped up on that partially destroyed structure, so I could actually not aim my gun low enough to shoot that T30, which is what I was trying to do. And now the T30 is aiming this way, so I'm not going to drive out there and get shot. That's just stupid. You know, recognizing the situation, this E75 will shoot me and I will shoot him. A blow for a blow. You know, I consider that pretty even though the E75's gun is a higher damage gun. I think it does 530, if I recall correctly. I don't know. I don't own one. I'm just trying to recall from memory on the tech tree. Now, yeah, this is still 7.5, if you haven't guessed. It's pretty obvious, though. 8.0 really changed the way the game looks and functions. So, yeah. 7.5, like I said, there's going to be a few more of these replays. 8.0 should start up next week. And right now, it's really turned into a city brawl. Our valley getting completely decimated, but our northern push being completely successful. I zoom out there, shoot the T30. A little bit of luck, yeah, but I also kind of knew I had to aim. So that is going to be my second kill. The enemy team evening up our score right here, you know, kind of making up some lost ground. And I'm going to drive right through this building. I'm going to shoot this bat chat. Again, taking those shots that I don't necessarily have 100% accuracy on, but still managing to hit those enemy tanks. Now I will hit and finish off this E75 after he hurts me some. So he definitely went out fighting, but it wasn't enough. It certainly wasn't going to be enough to stop me. And at this point, I'm going to get very aggressive. Basically, we've eliminated all the real heavy hitters on their team except for that M103 and that E50, but I don't even consider the E50 a heavy hitter. So I'm going to just start blitzing forward. There we go. My luck running out a little bit, but this IS-3 about to meet his doom. Will I be the one to get the kill? Yes, I will. Here we go. There he goes. IS-3 no longer in the you know, in the match, eliminating him up to 4 kills, and I am going to do what I can to blitz around and flank this E50. I'm just gonna keep rolling, and gonna take him out right here. Gonna shoot him right in his side. Nice broadside shot on that E50. Now, all that remains is an M103, and 2 artillery in that T28. Now, the M103 and T28 are running back to our base, and they're going to try and capture. But, as you will see, our T30 did fall back to base. He's on that ridge, has good oversight on our base. You know, quite the wise decision to make sure we don't lose to a capture after pulling ahead so well in the match. I've suffered approximately 50% of my health damage, but at the same time, I'm fairly confident in my ability to eliminate enemy artillery and survive anything they can lob my way, as long as I'm not too reckless about it. This M12 going to try and run. You know, he's just backing up and making himself a bit harder of a target. I'm not sure what happened right there, what he was aiming at, but I'm just going to proceed to ram and eliminate him right there. And that gets me to kill number 6. Now, will I get a 7th kill here on this already? I don't know, but I'm showing absolutely no mercy. I am just being as aggressive can be, you know, just blitzing this enemy team, because I recognized that I had the armor, the weight, and the, you know, the firepower to throw around. And so, really, I wasn't going to let them stop me. It's that just knowing I had enough health left to where I can take any damage that comes at me. See, right there, that M103 shooting me, managing to hurt me, but not even come close to killing me. Right here, going to try to finish him off by ramming, but I will not. The M103 on my team will proceed, bam, there we go, firing and finishing him off from the ridge. Now, I did fairly well for myself, 6 kills on a ×3. That gets me about 4,600 experience and about 60,000 credits. So definitely a battle I was very happy with, just being up in the enemy's face, showing them no mercy whatsoever, damaging 3, destroying 6, as I've already said, spotting 1, that artillery. 14 of my shots fired, 13 hit, and I only took 4 hits, but I got pretty low on that health, so a little reckless maybe, but at the same time, hey, I did what needed to be done. So Top Gun, obviously, and Sniper going to me as well. Confederate going to, I believe, our T30, the enemy team, yeah. I was going to say, did the enemy team even have a T30? Yes, they did, but that T30 is ours. So very well played by our team in general. We really turned the tide of that. Yeah, it was even there for a little while, but then when that city brawl really started going and I started getting in those people's faces and we moved as a team and just rushed through that city and I started taking people out left and right, that's when we pulled ahead. And as you see, the end result, 15-9. And part of that is, you know, I was the heaviest thing in the city, but at the same time, I was playing smart and moving with my team. We were moving as a team, hitting those tanks from multiple angles, and really just demonstrating what it means to move in unison, which can make all the difference. And as you just saw. Anyway, this will be a back-to-back, so catch me back in a second, and we will continue this on. And we're back. This time it is my T30, and it is an assault match on... Oh, wait. Here I'm trying to check out if the ISU-152 has the BL-10. He does, but as I was saying, this is an assault match on... What is this map called? Karelia. That is right. So we are the defending team, which means we need to... Right here, someone's saying attack is the best defense. I don't necessarily agree. You have to get into smart positions and be able to stop the enemy. Now, my team having a slight advantage in terms of tanks, but a slight disadvantage in terms of artillery. If you look at the enemy team, they have those 2 tier 6 artilleries. We have 1 tier 6 and 2 tier 5s. Now, I would take that SU-14 over those 2 tier 5s any day, just because of the sheer firepower it has. When it hits you hard. And here, I'm going to the north initially, you know, going to try and ruin some days up in the northern section of the map, see if I can't intercept anything. But at the same time here, I can't recall exactly. I think I look around and I'm trying to really decide on where I want to go. Here we see an enemy tank destroyer in the south. The enemy's only tank destroyer is a Yog Tiger, so I can quickly deduce that the enemy team has sent that to the south, as well as a couple mediums. Now, our T50-2 yelling for help. It's his own fault that he got himself that far forward. You see that a lot of the times with scouts. They get themselves in those unfortunate compromising positions to where they really just get themselves killed way too quickly. They push too far forward, too quickly, with no one behind them to support, and not only that, they run into those enemy tanks and they get themselves trapped and killed. Anyway, you see me right here. I'm trying to use these rocks as something of a cover. I'm driving a bit clumsily, mostly because I'm not used to this position. This is something I'm experimenting with. And the T29 thinking the same thing, you know, hide behind these rocks and basically use them to hide your hull and only use your turret. Only expose your turret. I misspoke there a little. But, yeah. Also, right here, I'm fairly certain it's not that good of a spot from artillery. Just saying. So I'm making some poor game decisions early on in terms of positioning, but really kind of doing the best I can. I realized that this was probably going to be the best way I could help my team. The E75 getting lit up by artillery. Our south looking like it could use some support. There's not that many tanks to the south. So if I recall this match correctly, you will see me start pushing down there very shortly. I quickly divert attention away from that E75 and try to focus on this low, see if I have a shot on him instead, because that E75 is going to be eliminated here very shortly. I'm not concerned at all, but this M103 getting in that Type 59's face, and I figure I'm going to even the playing field a little, you know, help out our little Tier 8 mediums against this Tier 9 heavy and make things a bit more even. That M103 quickly realizing how poor of a decision it was to engage and move that far forward. He just put himself out in the open into a crossfire, and it will end up getting himself eliminated right there. Again, I cannot say this enough. Pushing forward out into the open too quickly and exposing yourself to a crossfire like that is the way most tankers die. It's the most common mistake. And you see it time and time again. That low and that M103 just demonstrated it yet again. So as long as you are smart in your actions and you think before you rush out somewhere, you can probably avoid that and make yourself a lot more useful and live a lot longer. Now, here in the north is pretty much in hand. The E75 and M103 and low are eliminated. That T32, I am very confident will be dead shortly. And like I said, our southern area, I perceive it to not really have enough tanks down there. Basically, they're in trouble. Here are mediums recognizing the opportunity to rush into the enemy base and eliminate their artillery. Artillery on the enemy team realizing how badly in a position they are and trying to run and evade counter artillery battery. Here I'm spotted probably by something up on the ridge. You know, that's the only thing I can think of that would spot me. Not quite sure what that something is, though. That Yog Tiger getting himself killed. So despite perceiving not having enough tanks in the south, it looks like it was enough, just simply because the enemy team was kind enough to funnel in one at a time and not really push. And here we go. We are at a significant advantage here, up by 4 tanks. Not only that, but we've eliminated 3 Tier 9s on the enemy team without having lost anything higher than a Tier 7 on our team. We have a significant advantage. Now, this scout getting into our base, causing a bit of havoc, but at this point, it's a pretty much guaranteed win. There's very little the enemy team can do to basically turn this around, and that scout, you know, I decided to be the nice guy and protect our RD from a unfortunate demise on a otherwise what would be a win. The enemy team actually closing the gap quite quickly here, but we still have yet to lose any of our Tier 9s when the enemy team has lost all of theirs, and I'm at full health. So even if the enemy team ended up evening the match or even gaining ahead, I'm the last guy standing and they don't have any Tier 9s to go up against me. So that even if they manage to take out everyone else on my team, I'm confident that I could probably still have a decent shot at winning by myself. Obviously, that's not the case. The enemy team is in a horrible position, and really, I'm not quite sure where the rest of those heavy tanks are. Our forces to the north getting themselves eliminated, those mediums pushing in a little too quickly, overextending themselves. They got a little too target fixated on those artillery pieces, managing to get themselves killed because they rushed in trying to kill that arty rather than saying, hey, wait a minute, there's all these tanks in here protecting the arty. Maybe we should fall back and just spot that artillery for our artillery to, you know, lob shells at them and kill them, you know, counter battery, that sort of thing. That would have been the smart decision, but they got greedy, they got too ahead of themselves and just rushed in there. So right here, I am guarding the south, even though I'm possibly should be guarding the north, but we have the ISU up there with the BL-10. We have that Yog Tiger 88. I'm not concerned at all on how this match is going to turn out. Like I said, I am very confident that we are going to win. That GW Panther going tank destroyer mode and eliminating that IS-8. So again, evening the teams a little. Not quite sure what that says. I do speak a little bit of Spanish, but not that much. So basically saying 3 minutes, boys. That ISU indicating we're going to win this by time. And that's simply just the way things are. Now, I do have to give credit. I just recognize this. I have to give credit to that GW Panther. 4 kills as artillery on the enemy's team. Certainly, he is doing more than his part, just eliminating people on my team left and right. I have yet to take a single point of damage, however, which, like I said, doesn't bode well for them. The GW Panther not really recognizing how bad of an idea this was and getting himself eliminated. I'm sorry, Mr. Panther. You did your part, but you're still the enemy, and I've still got to kill you. Here, using these little hills to my advantage, only exposing my turret, that 4502 Alpha and that T34 just dinging right off my gun mantle exactly the way I like it. Both of them doing fairly well on health, but me, I'm a little greedy. I want these guys to die. I don't want to win by timeout. I want to win by elimination. And, you know, I'm getting greedy, yeah, but for me, I don't like to show any mercy towards the enemy team. Show no mercy. In fact, I will type that very shortly here. I love giving people repair bills. I'm a bit of a jerk like that. But here, I realize I might be in a bad position, but at the same time, I still have some RD support, and right there it is. Tracking that 4502 Alpha. I'm going to pop out and try to shoot this T34. I don't know how that happened. Let's rewind that here. Let's rewind that a bit and go into slow motion. And let's really assess if that should have happened. So that, here we go. Yeah, the rewind function still doesn't quite work exactly right just yet. So there's that track. And I'm going to just slow it down a little. Let's go quarter speed. And watch it right here. The way I perceived it, my gun, my entire targeting reticle right there, all of it, none of it on the rock, and yet I still hit. The only thing I can think of is that maybe it was lag. I don't know, but that, according to my targeting reticle, should have been a hit. And that T34 should be hurt a lot more, near death, just waiting on his deathbed to be lit up and burned out. So I don't know. I guess lag is a bitch. And yeah, so this T34 just fired his shot. I recognize that my fire rate is just slightly slower than his, and I'm going to pop out right here, making sure I definitely have the shot, barely leaving him alive. Artillery hitting that 4502 Alpha, and this enemy team really hurting at this point. Our tank destroyers leaving the north completely exposed. I don't agree with that decision at all. That just leaves a window for that third enemy heavy tank, wherever he may be, to roll in and hurt our artillery. This T-34, I said, yeah, whatever, I'll take the shot, just so I can kill you. And this 4502, I'm like, oh, you want to play that game, huh? So I'm going to roll up on him. And like I said, I really wish those tank destroyers would have stayed up north. There was no reason for them to start moving south. They can't provide any cover. The ISU saying the T30 is hauling ass. You're right, I am. Noob killer, and no one wants to win just medals. I do this because I like giving people repair bills. I'm a bastard like that. And here, this 4502P decides he wants to hug. I'm like, okay, we can play this game. Yeah, get in close. Let's see you try to get through my gun mantle. Oh, wait, you can't. See, you don't ever really want to try that strategy against the American tanks. It works pretty well on the T110E5. The 4502 getting himself eliminated right there. But as I was saying, it works pretty well on the T110E5 simply because it has that massive gun turret, that machine gun turret that you can shoot. Me right there saying, no mercy. Like I said, I like to give people repair bills. Does that make me a jerk? Potentially. But at the same time, it's the way I play the game. I play to just absolutely win in the most, I guess, harsh way possible. The most absolute victory I can obtain. And that, for me, means eliminating the enemy team. Now, a good amount of experience and credits on that win, and certainly not that much in repairs. I am more than willing to pay that. So 5 kills, battle hero, sniper also going to me. Let's look how many I hit. I hit 10 for 11, damaging 2, destroying 5, just short of Top Gun. So definitely a good battle, 2 good battles, and me just being super aggressive in both of them, just showing the enemy no mercy whatsoever, getting in that kill zone mode, just kill, 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 crush, kill, destroy swag, all that fun stuff. Anyway, if you like this video, click that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And as always, if you got a replay, send it to spanglereplays@gmail.com. Emails in the description. As I said, 8.0 replay should be starting sometime next week. And from now on, just a heads up, guys, I will not be uploading replays. I won't be uploading commentaries on the weekend. I'm going to take weekends as times to work on other video projects and other hobbies I have going on as well. I do have a second YouTube channel, but yeah, you guys probably aren't interested in that. It's not anything gaming. It's on my main, if you go to my channel page, you can see what it is, but I'm not going to promote it here. Anyway, also, yeah, like I said, no replays on the weekend. I am still working on that 100 subscriber video, but my priority has been these commentaries. And yes, the 100 subscriber video will probably be done this weekend and 35, 36 subscribers late. Whatever, I start a project, I finish a project. I don't abandon projects typically, unless I have a good reason to. Anyway, this has been Spang, and I am signing off.